What's up? It's just some guy here coming at you for part two of the Drake versus Kendrick mental health edition. Um, Thank y'all for everybody who's watched part one. If you haven't watched part one, you don't necessarily have to, but part one kind of fills in the gaps or like kind of paints the picture of what I'm talking about today. So if you haven't watched part one, uh, I don't know how much part two is gonna make sense. So you might want to go ahead and watch that part one. But if you already have, how you doing? We better do the part two. And as I mentioned, this kind of goes into more of the mental health side. So let's do it. That was corny, but all right. So blah blah blah. Where was I yesterday? All right, so ended things off saying that in a way, coming from Kendrick's Meet the Grams line of again, F a rap battle. This is a long life battle with yourself. So with that line kind of piercing through my mind, having me think like, wow, that's kind of crazy. Coming to the conclusion that Drake is kind of just like us in the sense of like, yo, a lot of us are having that long life battle with ourselves in the moment, you know? Kind of like we have our ups and downs. The battle never truly ends because we're our own worst enemies, so we're always trying to one up ourselves. And much like Drake, I believe what Kendrick is considering spiraling. I don't know if I would say he is. However, what is being said that he is doing, um, I won't. I would imagine it's because he has gone without speaking up, without saying like, "Yo, I'm upset." Well, and I don't blame him for it because when you're someone on Drake's level of like eyes constantly looking at you, you can't do nothing privately. Basically, um, it adds a lot of pressure, um, and with that added pressure, kind of all culminates like, okay, I can't show them this side because I don't know if y'all remember, but Drake, he might still be considered this, but back when he came out the gate, people were like, oh, he's a sword boy or oh, he's a whatever because he is a guy who expresses himself. So with the society pressures, especially with being a male, it's I can imagine, especially two especiallys coming from oh, you a sword boy for expressing yourself. You know, he wouldn't want to do that again. He wouldn't want to relive that. So I could see that him being like, okay, let me change up. Let me not be so sensitive to people. And that could kind of make, or that's in the same sense of holding your emotions in. And eventually, if you hold your emotions in long enough, they're gonna spiral out of control. They're gonna burst open. You know, like oh, like that, basically. Um, so I think that's what we're witnessing with him. He's just all that emotion buildup has exploded. And going back to us, how it relates to us, we kind of are like that, you know. We don't have the pressures of Drake. However, we do have pressure from society, especially us men. Um, but everybody, female, males, cats, dogs, whatever. Honestly, I didn't know before that animals get depressed until I started having cats, or until I had my own cat and saw other cats and dogs and whatnot. So interesting. But however, side tangent aside, we all kind of have those pressures, no matter who we are, to uphold um, this kind of manner in society. You know, with ladies, it's the yo, I can be just like this. I can do just what you do. You know, with like Me Too and everything. It's kind of like, it's hard to, because guys already see ladies as emotional. So therefore, they don't want, the women don't want to confirm that idealization from males so that they can continue to do exactly what men do. Now, I can't really go into detail because I can't speak on women, but I do believe that is a factor. And then for males, it's all like, oh, guys are tough. Of course they don't cry. You know, they ain't no sore boys. You know, um, and so we hold it in, and much like what's going on in the mainstream rap world right now with Drake, eventually all the emotions that we hold in are gonna burst out because that's just how it happens. Um, as strong as you think you are, as tough as you might be, emotions always find a funny way of expressing themselves if they go unintended for long enough. So, with that said, I just wish and I pray that whenever you guys may feel down, feel like the world sucks, you suck, you're not good enough, whenever those voices get to you, you know, don't hold it in. Despite society, try your best not to hold it in so you don't spiral out of control. Because we all know what happens when you spiral. That Kendrick, aka the rap boogeyman, might call you out for it. So, thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, more importantly. And yeah, you know, start a conversation. Do whatever you want to do. But keep the engagement flowing. We're going to try to run it up. So, doses.